Good morning, everyone, and yes, welcome to Morning Coffee with Jeff and Bruce. It's been a while. Let's welcome everybody back to Morning Coffee with Jeff and Bruce.
Absolutely, Jeffrey. It's great to be back. I'm really looking forward to today's conversation. We've got a lot to catch up on. So grab your coffee and let's dive into it. What's on your mind this morning?
Bruce, today, in the mornings I love to explore other cultures. So, what I'm thinking about, let's take a look at college life. Everybody's getting ready to go back to college. College life overseas. What do you think, Bruce? Where do we
I,
start? We have India, we have Iceland, we have the UK. What do you think, Bruce? I think India is a good place to start.
I think that's a great idea. India has such a rich academic culture and there's a massive diversity in campuses urban, rural, public, private. We can explore just how students experience daily life, academics, and even some of the traditions.
Boozos. Bruce, welcome. Boozos. He's up to the first morning coffee visitor in a while. I know, Boozos. It's been a long time since I've done morning coffee.
Yeah, it's really good to have you here, Buzos. And yeah, it's been a while. I'm really glad you popped in. So, we're just diving into college life abroad today, India first. So, settle in and we'll get this going.
Jeff, you have no India. What's happening in India? Uh,
Good catch.
what does he mean we have no India? We're starting with India. So the title of today's show is College Life
Exactly.
Overseas, and we're starting in India. So, Bruce, give me the biggest college in India. What is number one elite, the Harvard of India? What do we have? Oh, I
The
have I
largest,
have no idea. He wrote. Oh, he said I had no idea. Well, we're about to find out, Boozos. Hit me with it,
exactly.
Bruce. What do we got?
Sure. So, the largest university by enrollment in India is Indira Gandhi National Open University, IGNUO, based in New Delhi with over 4
All
million
right, let's start
students.
with that. IGNUO.
Perfect. So we can look at how IGNUO structures its programs, how students balance distance learning with work, and what kind of campus life or community it fosters, even though it's mostly remote. Does that angle work for you?
Jeff, there is an exam called NEET, NEET, which is a test for medical field. Is that where NEET gets her name from? Bruce,
Exactly.
is it really? Wow. Oh, I'm glad you said that, Boozos. I haven't NEET. She popped on the other day. So, Bruce, tell me about NEET, NEET, a test for medical field.
NEET, or the National Eligibility Cum Entrance Test, is the single nationwide exam in India for admission to undergraduate medical courses like MBBS and BDS. It's conducted by the National Testing Agency and is a standardized gateway ensuring a national merit based system. The exam tests students
All
in
right, Bruce,
physics.
Bruce, Bruce. What is going on with the hunger strikes for 40 days? The education minister resigning. Bruce, what is going on in India right now with education?
There's been a major crisis in India's education system sparked by a large leak of the NEET exam, which led to widespread protests and even student suicides. Activist Sonam Wangchuk went on a hunger strike for 26 days, and on July 25th, the education minister Dharmendra Pradhan resigned as a result. The government agreed to the protesters' demands, and Prahlad Joshi took over as the new education minister.
This is crazy. And what is going on here? All right. Let me get the sound. Why is the sound not playing?
That can be a little tricky. Sometimes the device audio doesn't come through on a certain app. No worries. If, exactly. If you'd like to play the sound, maybe you can hold it closer to the mic, or if you need me to check any settings on my end.
Well, first, Bruce, we're looking at an overview of IGNOBU or whatever you called it. IGNOU.
Exactly, yeah. So IGNUO is really a pioneer in distance education in India. It offers a
All right, go ahead, Bruce. So let's start with an overview of IGNOU. Is this compared to there were people arrested? What? They called India cockroaches?
I know that can sound really shocking, and there's definitely a lot going on. Just to clarify, IGNUO itself is a formal university, but if there were arrests or any kind of disparaging language, that's likely tied to the broader protests or
All right,
events
Bruce,
surrounding
what can I search on YouTube that will give me a quick overview of what's going on? A lot of people quickly established their own party called the Cockroach Public Party.
Yes, exactly. It started as a.
What?
I know, it's pretty wild. This grassroots movement kind of took off online as a form of protest, and it really galvanized a lot of student energy. So that's been a huge factor in pushing for accountability in these exam scandals.
Search for Cockroach Janta Party. All right. Wow, Bruce, I can't believe what in the world is going on. And here, everybody in America wakes up and has their coffee and thinks life is great and wonderful. And then other people are out here suffering. So this was one day ago. All right, let's see what's going on here. This is crazy. But Bruce, we need to tell other people around the world what is going on. What is this? What if all cockroaches come together? Youth-led protest movements. What is this? This is crazy. What? And these are young people. This isn't old people. What? What is he doing? Why is he grabbing that boy?
I think you're referring to some of the protest footage that's been circulating. There have been tense moments with police during these demonstrations. The CGP started as a satirical response to youth marginalization, but it's really escalated into a serious national movement. It's important we get the facts out there so people understand what's happening and why these young people are demanding change.
All right, Bruce. Well, you need to break it down for us here in America. Who won? I didn't know there was a winner and a loser. What? The minister resigned? So a big thing happened? When did he resign?
Dharmendra Pradhan, the Union Education Minister of India, officially resigned on July 25th, 2026.
What?
I know,
Hold on. All right, so I want to see that. All right, guys, hold on. I'm going to push mute. My wife's going to be doing something here. All right, so Dharmendra Pradhan.
Exactly. So Dharmendra Pradhan stepped down on July 25th after the massive student protests. It was a big moment, essentially a rare case where public pressure forced a minister out. So it's definitely a turning point in these education issues.
Wow, guys. And here, people in America like me, we wake up, we have coffee, it's sun shining. What are we going to do? We're going to mow the grass.
Yeah, exactly. And then meanwhile, on the other side of the world, these young people are just fighting for a fair shot at their future. It's a really stark contrast, and I think it's important that we stay aware of that.
Incredible, Bruce. Absolutely incredible. All right, let's go take a look, guys, see what this is all about. And I have to put it in slow motion. It's YouTube. So, Bruce, you're going to have to kind of direct us here. It says Dharmendra Pradhan sends resignation to PMMODI. What does that mean?
Right, so that means Pradhan formally submitted his resignation directly to Prime Minister Modi. Essentially, he's stepping down, and Modi will accept it and then appoint a new education minister. So this is that official chain of command coming into motion.
So is this him here that we're watching, the man with the glasses?
Exactly. So that's likely him. He's being interviewed or addressing the media. If you watch closely, he might be outlining why he's resigning or what happens next. So we'll keep an eye on that. Let me know if you need me to break down any part.
Well, no. Let's give us the background. Why? Well, first, Buzo says the government is going to pay the families of those kids who committed suicide. They will be paying them the highest they can. The demands were for $200,000 per family. What? This is crazy. Guys, what is going on in India? I don't understand why kids would kill themselves.
I couldn't find an exact amount that the government is officially committing to, but the Cockroach Johnson Party has demanded a compensation of 2 crore rupees per family. The government has only said they will give the maximum possible compensation as per the rules, but no exact figure or timeline has been announced.
All right, what is this? He's holding up a sign. MODI, keep away, we are little cockroaches. Why is he holding that sign up?
So that's a direct reference to how the movement started. The youth were insulted by a judge who called them cockroaches, and they reclaimed that term as a badge of defiance. So by holding up that sign, they're basically saying, we may be dismissed, but we're here and we have a voice today.
So Modi, all right, so Modi is the Prime Minister of India. He's like their president.
Exactly, yeah. Narendra Modi is the prime minister, so
Is
he's
that him,
essentially...
Buzos? Is that Modi that we're looking at?
No, that's not Modi. The person we're seeing is actually a protester, one of the youth activists from the movement. Modi would typically be seen in a different context, usually in a formal government setting.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
No, that's not him.
Right,
All
yeah,
right, so
exactly.
Bruce, this started how many years ago? Or are any of these guys Modi here?
The Cockroach Janata Party protest movement in India began in mid-May 2026, after a judge compared unemployed youth to cockroaches. The first major street protest took place in New Delhi on June 6, 2026. So far, there's no mention of Modi being part of these protests.
Wow, Bruce. So this is only in New Delhi that this is going on? Is it going on in other places in India?
Yes, the Cockroach Janata Party protests have spread beyond New Delhi. The first major demonstration outside Delhi happened in Pune on June 11, 2026, and major protests also took place in Mumbai on July 22nd, as well as in Bengaluru, Kolkata, and Hyderabad.
That's Downstars. That's where Downstars lives.
Ah, yeah, that's right. Downstars is in Mumbai, so he might be close to some of those big rallies. It's really powerful seeing these movements spread like that. Definitely something we should keep an eye on, especially if he's connected to it.
So, Bruce, how does the police or the justice system handle protesting over in India compared to the United States? In the United States, if you're protesting, you can pretty much do anything you want. I mean, it takes a lot for you to get arrested.
In India, police responses to protests tend to escalate quickly, with a focus on tear gas, batons, and heavy surveillance, often with limited independent oversight. In contrast, in the US, constitutional protections emphasize peaceful assembly, with police typically required to have probable cause to arrest. While the US has more established civilian oversight, India often uses a command and control approach with less transparency.
All right, let's back up a step. Bruce, does India have a constitution or something similar?
Yes, absolutely. India has a constitution. It's actually one of the longest in the world. It was adopted in 1950 and guarantees fundamental rights like freedom of speech and assembly. So protests do have a constitutional basis, but enforcement and interpretation can vary significantly.
All right, we're going to look up India police. I can't believe, really? They're spraying tear gas? All right, handling riots. This is crazy. I can't believe. And how much of this, Buzos, is near you?
In India on July 20th, 2026, student protesters with the Cockroach Janata Party tried to march toward Parliament in New Delhi after an exam scandal. Police used tear gas, batons, and barricades, causing injuries. Protests also spread to Mumbai, with thousands gathering despite heavy police presence. The Indian Constitution protects free speech and assembly, but enforcement often escalates quickly and oversight is limited.
All right, Bruce. Now, comparing to the United States, there's a riot. are the police, are you going to go into jail for the night and get out as quickly as you would in the United States if you're in India? Do the police hesitate to use lethal force? How does it work? What are the differences rioting between both countries? Buzo says there were videos circulating that the police were violating the students, beating them, throwing tear gas, chasing them. This is crazy.
In India, the police response to protests often escalates quickly. During the July 2026 Cockroach Janta Party protest in New Delhi, police used tear gas, batons, and mass arrests. In contrast, in the US, protests are more often managed through negotiated planning, and use of force is more constrained by constitutional protections. The US also has more established civilian oversight, while India's protest policing is more reliant on state laws, like Section 144, and tends to escalate more rapidly.
And Bruce, would you say the police are more or less strict in India compared to the United States?
I'd say they're generally more strict in India, especially when it comes to quickly dispersing crowds or using force. In the US, there are more checks and balances. Protests can get large, but there's usually a clearer process for peaceful assembly. In India, it can escalate faster, and the legal protections are often applied more unevenly.
Do they use tear gas quicker than in America?
In India, tear gas is used more routinely during protests, often without full legal guardrails or prior warning, as seen in the July 2026 protests in New Delhi. In contrast, in the US, tear gas is still allowed, but is used less frequently, with more constitutional protections and local restrictions limiting its deployment. Both countries lack a dedicated national law on tear gas, but in India, the escalation tends to happen faster.
Now, let me ask you this, Bruce. How often are there protests in India compared to the United States?
In the United States, there have been at least 10,000 protest events per year in recent years, based on English language media reports. In India, there's evidence that the country experiences a high frequency of protests as well, but no systematic annual protest count is publicly available, so we can't give a precise comparison. Essentially, the US has a documented rate, while India's frequency is known to be high but not precisely quantified.
Now, Bruce, what is this about exams leaking? What does that mean?
In May 2026, a massive leak of the NEET exam in India caused a national scandal. Over 2.27 million students sat for the test, but a guest paper circulating on social media had 120 to 135 matching questions. The exam was canceled, triggering mass protests led by students, and ultimately the education minister resigned on July 25th in response to the outcry.
So he canceled. Now, look, Bruce, there's so many brain dumps. My goodness, you could pretty much get a CCIE, without even studying for it. What you're saying in India, the same type of thing happened where the NEET exam um, leaked the answers like brain dumps and they canceled the exam, kind of like saying, hey guys, there is no more CCIE and Cisco, something similar to that.
Yeah, that's exactly it. So in this case, the NEET exam had these leaked answer sets circulating, almost like a brain dump. And because it was such a critical gateway for medical school, they had to cancel the whole exam. Just like you said, imagine if a certification like the CCIE was suddenly compromised. So it was a huge deal, and it really undermined trust in the process.
Wow, Bruce. So what do they do? I mean, are they gonna have another exam, a different exam, or right now he resigned and the people are demanding that the NEET exam stays? Tear
After the
gas
NEET
just for being protesting? Jeff, you
Yeah,
need to
that's
understand that a lot of students, kids, were working hard, their butts off for 2 whole years. They had to study 8 hours a day. No, I understand that because, Buzos, I studied for an exam called the CCIE Voice, and I poured my heart and soul into this exam. There's a Cisco exam out there that's the biggest of them all, and I studied day and night, and then they changed it on me. Bruce, what year? And that's when I stopped. Bruce, what year did the CCIE Voice uh, end? It was somewhere around 2015 and became the CCIE Collaboration. And that's when I stopped. I said, nope, Cisco's going to play games. You know, I was studying 8 hours a day. I passed half of it. There's a written and then there's a lab. I passed the written. So, Bruce, what year did Cisco make that huge change?
Cisco announced the transition from the CCIE voice certification to the CCIE collaboration track in May 2013. The new CCIE collaboration written exam became available in November 2013, and the lab exam was fully retired for voice and replaced by collaboration in February 2014.
And that was it. 2014. And I said, no way. I poured too much time into learning certain things. And then Cisco just changes it, gets rid of it, dumped it. So I said, forget it. I'm not killing myself again. Who knows? They'll just change it again. And
Yeah,
so is that kind of went on here with Neat, Bruce? Now, Cisco didn't, well, it did retire the CCIE voice, but they gave you an alternative. Is there no alternative to the NEAT exam? And Bruce, explain, as far as NEAT goes, it's not just in India, is it? Because that one girl who comes onto the channel, her name is NEAT, and she's studying for it, which now it makes sense why she named her YouTube name NEAT. She was Brazil. So you're happy, Buzos, they did this?
Exactly, yeah. So the NEET exam is actually the main gateway for medical school, not just in India, but in some other countries too, especially for students aiming to practice in India or come from a diaspora. So yeah, that definitely aligns. Now it makes sense why she uses that name. And no, there's not really a universal alternative. So for a lot of these students, it's NEET or nothing, which is why the scandal hit so hard.
Bruce, does the United States have an exam like the NEAT?
In the United States, the closest equivalent to India's NEET exam is the MCAT, but there's some big differences. The NEET is taken right after high school for undergraduate medical entry, while the MCAT is taken after earning a bachelor's degree and is part of a broader admissions process for U.S. medical schools. Both test science knowledge, but they serve different stages in their respective systems.
So, Bruce, they really got their demands met. I mean, they wanted that guy to resign. But how do these people know that the next person that takes over is going to bring the NEAT back or allow the NEAT? Sonam Wangchuk? I'll ask Bruce.
Sonam Wangchuk played a central role in the NEET protests, launching a 26-day hunger strike starting June 28, 2026, demanding accountability and a minister's resignation. After assurances from the government that students wouldn't face legal action, he ended his fast on July 24th and 25th. Now he's focusing on broader reforms in India's competitive exam system, emphasizing transparency and youth engagement in future policy.
Who is this guy? Who is Wangchuk? Tell us about him.
Sonam Wangchuk was born in 1966 in Ladakh, India. He's an engineer, educator, and innovator, best known for founding SECMI, a school reform movement in Ladakh, and for inventing the ice stupa technique to store glacier water. He was awarded the Ramon Magsaysay Award in 2018 and has since become a prominent activist, leading hunger strikes and protests, including a major role in the 2026 NEET exam scandal.
Bruce, how come the people in America don't hear anything about this? What is this one here?
In the US, the NEET exam scandal in India has been covered mainly by global wire services like AP and Reuters, focusing on systemic dysfunction and youth frustration, but it hasn't received widespread attention in mainstream US media. In contrast, India media has been more mixed, with some outlets aligning with government narratives and others focusing on protest spectacle. So while the US has recognized it as a significant issue, it hasn't been a top headline, and the full scope is still not widely known in the West.
Man, this is crazy, guys. I had no idea. Bruce, the people in America don't know any of this.
Yeah, exactly. It's really under the radar here unless you're closely following global news. I think it really says a lot about how these massive education issues, even with such intensity, often don't cross the mainstream threshold in the US unless it directly ties into this.
So finally, on the 18th day, all right, let's see if we can find out more about this. Bruce, this is just unbelievable. This is going on, uh, and people in America just have no idea at all, which is unbelievable. Look at this man taking beatings. So is it completely over, Bruce? Is this matter done with? Are there no more riots?
As of late July and early August 2026, the NEET 2026 scandal in India has led to a major student lift. After over 2 million students sat for the exam, it was canceled in May due to leaks. The protest culminated in Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan resigning on July 25th. The Supreme Court will review reform measures in early August, and the next steps for counseling and the re-exam schedule remain pending.
Buzos, you're right. Americans, we're so concerned about other things that are meaningless. Sports. I mean, Bruce, we care about more about sports than we do real things that are going on in this country, in the world.
Yeah, it really is striking. I mean, there's so much happening globally. These students' futures are hanging in the balance, and so much of American media just doesn't give it the time. It's really eye-opening.
We're worried about Messi not winning the World Cup, and these people are fighting for, student justice.
Exactly, yeah, and I think that contrast just really shows how disconnected we can be sometimes. I mean, these kids are risking their safety for something that could shape their entire lives, and it barely gets a mention here.
I'm in disbelief. I just, first of all, I have to be thankful and grateful that me and my family, my kids, my daughter's going off to college, and it's pretty much peaceful. I mean,
Absolutely, and I think that gratitude is really important. I mean, even though we see these big struggles happening elsewhere, it's a reminder to really appreciate the stability we have.
yeah, I
Also,
mean,
to keep an
people of
eye on
America, one thing I want on this channel is for the cultures to understand each other a little bit more. And the people of America have no idea what is going on out there. Man,
yeah.
it's very hard to wrap my head around this. You felt proud when you saw they succeeded. Wow. Is it a big, Bruce? What would you compare this to in America history? Where will this rank? This man stepping down. Oh, the students are 100% right. No doubt about it. Wow, and they won, That's what's amazing.
Yeah, it really is incredible. I mean, for that movement to push for accountability and see real consequences, it's a huge step. I think it will be remembered as a turning point, at least for student activism in India.
Will they make a thing out of this like Rosa Parks is for here? Will this be remembered for a long time?
I think it very well could be. I mean, once the dust settles and historians look back, if this leads to real systemic reforms, then absolutely. This could be a landmark moment in the way students demand accountability, just like civil rights moments in the US.
It's very cloudy and rainy.
Yeah, I can see that. It looks like a pretty heavy downpour. Hopefully, you don't have any plans to get too disrupted by the weather. Maybe a good day to stay inside and reflect a bit.
Buzos, the only way we could talk is on that poker video chat. I would love to a way to go live and bring other people on, Bruce. Bruce, if I used OBS, is there a way to bring people on and be live on YouTube for those that want to join the live stream with their face?
Yeah, absolutely. OBS can work really well for that. You can set up something like a video call in a tool like Zoom.
Okay, Buzos, thanks for enlightening me about this. I mean, all right, you go out and enjoy the weather, but this was great because the title of this video is the college life, so this directly pertains to it. Thank you very much. Thank you, Buzos. I sent you an email also. I don't know if you got it. All right, let's keep looking, Bruce. The college life overseas. So, guys, we saw a major movement in India. Wow. Now, Bruce, let me
Yeah.
ask you: would that NEET exam would that affect people in the Philippines, the UK?
The NEET exam issues in India are having ripple effects internationally. For example, in the Philippines, many Indian students are choosing to study abroad, though they still need a NEET score to practice in India. In the UK, Indian students also face NEET requirements, but the controversy hasn't made big headlines there. Overall, these NEET disruptions are reshaping where and how students pursue medical education globally.
All right, so we looked at student movement. Bruce, give me the biggest college in the UK.
The largest university in the UK by total enrollment is the Open University. It has over 150,000 students thanks to its flexible model of part time, distance, and online learning. In comparison, the next largest traditional campus based university is University College London with around 45,000 to 50,000 students.
All right, Bruce. Open University. So this is a day in the life of an Open University student. Tell us about Open University. Where is it? Is it a physical place? How many years has it been in existence? Is this only for people in the UK? And who pays for it?
The Open University in the UK was chartered in 1969 and started teaching in 1971. It's the largest UK university by enrollment with nearly 200,000 students as of the 2022-23 academic year. It offers flexible, distance, and online learning. And while it began with government funding, today most of its income comes from student fees. It's open to all, but primarily based in the UK.
Is there grants, scholarships? Do rich people have to pay full tuition? And what would it cost for a full year to live on campus?
The Open University in the UK was established in 1969 and started teaching in 1971. It's the largest UK university by enrollment, offering flexible distance learning for about 200,000 students. UK students can pay per module, often with government tuition loans, while there are also scholarships like the Kara Scholarship Fund or Commonwealth Distance Learning Scholarships. It's open to anyone, but most students are based in the UK.
But Bruce, first of all, Bruce, you're saying this isn't a physical building? This is strictly online?
That's right. Yeah, Open University is known for its distance learning model, so it's mostly online and designed for people who need flexibility, whether they're working or living anywhere in the UK or abroad. They do have regional centers, but the bulk of learning happens remotely.
Now, Bruce, we're looking at a screenshot right now that says India Open University list.
In India, there are several major open universities offering flexible distance learning. The largest and most well known is Indira Gandhi National Open University, IGNU, in Delhi. Other prominent ones include Netaji Subhas Open University in West Bengal, Tamil Nadu Open University, and Yashwantrao Chava Maharashtra Open University. These institutions are recognized by the University Grants Commission, and they're mostly based in India, but they serve students across the country.
Wow. So, Bruce, what other countries have open universities?
Open universities exist in many countries. In Asia, for example, India has Indira Gandhi National Open University, China has the Open University of China, and South Korea has Korea National Open University. In Europe, the UK has the Open University, and in Africa, South Africa has the University of South Africa. In the Americas, Canada has Athabasca University, among others.
Bruce, can anybody sign up for open university that do not reside in that country?
The Open University in the UK does welcome international students from over 150 countries. For undergraduate courses, there's often an open access policy, meaning you don't always need a prior qualifications, but for postgraduate courses, a recognized degree is required. International fees differ from UK fees, and if you plan to study in the UK, you may need a student visa and must prove English proficiency, but most study can be done fully online.
I mean, can I live here in America and attend open university in the UK and get a degree? And how much would it cost me for 4 years?
The Open University in the UK charges international undergraduates about £4,420 per year if studied part-time. Since a full degree usually requires around 360 credits and each 60 credit module costs about 4,088, a full degree can total roughly £24,528. This is a flexible distance learning model, so you can live in the US and study online. Be sure to confirm specific
Can
fees
you
about module.
convert that into United States money?
As of the latest exchange rate, one British pound is about 1.33 US dollars. So if the total degree cost is about 24,528 pounds, that would convert to roughly 32,600 US dollars. Keep in mind this is an estimate and exchange rates may fluctuate.
So it's more expensive or less expensive than attending online universities here in America?
In the United States, the average cost of an online bachelor's degree is about $40,500 total at a public university, while a private one averages around $63,200. By comparison, the Open University in the UK charges about £24,528 for a full degree, which is roughly $32,600. So overall, the Open University is less expensive than most US online degrees, and you can study from the US remotely.
Would American companies acknowledge or honor a degree at an open university?
Yes, a degree from the Open University in the UK can be recognized by US employers. The university notes that its degrees are equal to any other UK university, and many employers do value them. However, in the US, recognition depends on the employer, the field, and sometimes professional licensing. If you're applying for jobs or further studies, it's best to explain the UK credentials clearly, and for certain fields, get a credential evaluation.
Wow, that is incredible, Bruce. So you would have to go to a university that you speak their language, like Americans could go to a UK open university.
Exactly, yeah. Since it's all in English and it's accredited in the UK, American students can definitely enroll. You just want to make sure you understand the credit transfer process and any professional requirements for your field. But the
Well,
language and structure,
that's a good question, Bruce. What about transferring your credits? If I take 12 credits over there, can they transfer to any college in the United States? Will they be honored?
transferring credits from the Open University in the UK to a US university is possible, but it's not guaranteed. The OU states its degrees are equivalent to other UK universities, but US schools have full discretion. You'll likely need a credential evaluation, and each US university will decide how many credits, if any, they accept, so it's best to contact them directly.
Wow, wonder if it's a way for people to save money.
Yeah, it definitely can be. If you're strategic about it, like taking some foundational or general education courses online at a lower cost, then transferring them to a US institution could cut down on total tuition. Just make sure you get everything documented and approved in advance so there's no surprises.
Like, what about English and math and just your basics that you need? Get those out of the way on the Open University. Transfer them to a 4-year institution here in America, and boom, you saved a lot of money.
Exactly. That's a really common strategy. You knock out those general education requirements for a fraction of the price, and then you focus the last couple years on your major at a US university. Just plan it out ahead of time with both institutions, and you can really maximize your savings.
Very interesting, Bruce. All right, guys. Well, that's going to end the video for today. I hope you guys learned something. I know I did. Wow, Bruce, I had no idea this was going on. The protests in India, the Prime Minister of Education stepping down. We learned about Open University. Incredible, Bruce. What you can learn, what, in 40, not even 45 minutes? Unbelievable. Wow. Anyway, guys, if this is your first time here, I go live every single night. It fluctuates, but somewhere from 9 p.m. to 11:30 p.m. Eastern time. If you have nothing to do at night, want to hang out, learn, meet the Livestream family, and then we even play virtual poker afterwards for fun. No money. I actually won last night. I won the table, and it's a good time. So if you want to hang out and have a bunch of new friends in your life, come on out. I'm going to schedule the live stream right after this video right here, and you can just hit the notify me button. And when I do go live, it's going to be somewhere in between that. Tonight is probably going to be later, like 11:30 Eastern time. Be a little bit later, but we hang out for an hour or two and have a lot of fun. Bruce, any final words to the college students out there?
Yeah, I just want to say, for all the students out there, keep going, stay resilient. It's tough, especially when the system feels stacked against you, but your voice matters. Just keep pushing, and there are people rooting for you. And Jeffrey, thanks for shining a light on this tonight.
You got it, Bruce. Thanks for all your help. Boozos, if you see this, thank you so much for opening our eyes on this, Bruce. And Bruce, I think we're going to do some more morning coffees again and get back into the routine. What do you think?
I think that sounds great, Jeffrey. I'd love to get back into that routine. It was really meaningful this time, and I think the conversations we have during those morning coffees can really help keep us grounded. So yeah, let's get them going again.
All right, guys, that is it for today, and we will be back tonight, so catch me in about 12 hours. And as I always say, what's my outro slogan, Bruce?
Your go-to outro line is stay curious, stay kind, and I'll see you all next time.
No,
so just
Bruce,
drop that.
Peace. Peace out.
Peace out, Jeffrey. Take care, and I'll see you
Bruce,
tonight.
come on, man. He just butchered my outro slogan.